Most people hear the word yoga and immediately think of movement, postures, stretching, maybe even flexibility. But yoga was never intended to be just an exercise. The physical practice, or the poses, are actually just one small piece of a much larger path. The word Ashtanga comes from Sanskrit, Ashta meaning 8, and Anga meaning limbs or branches. Together, Ashtanga means the 8-limb path of yoga. These teachings come from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali and offer a framework not only for movement practice, but for how we relate to ourselves, others, our minds and bodies, and ultimately our connection to something deeper. Today, I want to introduce you to these 8 limbs, allowing you to take your practice off the mat and extending it into your daily life experience. The first limb is known as the Yamas. These are ethical principles, or ways we relate to the external world and others. Traditionally, there are 5. Ahimsa means non-harming. It's practicing compassion towards ourselves and others. It could mean speaking gently. Sometimes it means resting and not pushing beyond what our body's asking for. Satya, or truthfulness, is living honestly and authentically. Asteya is non-stealing, not taking what isn't ours, including time, energy, and comparison. Brahmacharya, wise use of energy, protecting and directing our life force with intention. And aparigraha, non-grasping, learning to release attachment and control. These become practices we live, not rules we perfect. The second limb is known as the Niyamas. If the yamas are about how we relate outwardly, then the Niyamas guide our inner relationship with self. There are 5 also, and they include Saucha, purity or clarity. This is creating cleanliness in the mind, body, and internal environment. Santosha, or contentment, is learning to be present with what is. Tapas, our discipline or inner fire. It's what allows us to show up consistently even when growth feels uncomfortable and is challenging. Svadhyaya, self-study, observing ourselves with honesty and curiosity. And this last one has become especially meaningful for me. Ishvara Pranidhana, surrender, trusting something larger than ourselves and releasing the need to force every outcome. The third limb, or asana, is one most people think of when they think of yoga. Asana is Sanskrit for seat, and it refers to the physical postures we practice on the mat. What's beautiful is that originally asana wasn't about advanced shapes or performance. Its purpose was to prepare the body to sit in stillness for hours on end. It's to allow us to breathe, to meditate, and become more present. Movement becomes a doorway. It's our way back into the body, a way to listen, not something to conquer in perfection. The fourth limb, or pranayama, refers to our breath. Prana means life force, energy, and yama means to guide or regulate. Pranayama, then, is working intentionally with energy through breath work. Breath influences things like our nervous system, our emotions, focus, and regulation. This is one reason that breath work can be so powerful during pregnancy, postpartum, healing, anxiety, and stress recovery. The breath often serves as an anchor, becoming the bridge between body and mind. The fifth limb of Ashtanga is Pratyahara. This is often described as withdrawal of the senses, not to escape or run away from the world, but gently turning your attention and focus inward. In today's world of constant stimulation, notifications, noise, and information, Pratyahara might look like closing your eyes, putting your phone away, sitting quietly and feeling your breath. It's creating enough stillness to hear yourself again, a practice that naturally leads us to our sixth limb, which is Dharana. Dharana means focused attention, training the mind to stay with one thing at a time. The breath, a mantra, a candle, anything that's going to allow your attention to focus. Every time our attention wanders and returns, we are practicing Dharana. This becomes the foundation for our next limb, meditation. Another name for this, our seventh limb, is Dhyana. Dhyana is not forcing stillness. It's not emptying the mind. It's entering a state of sustained awareness, presence, noticing without gripping. Many people think that this limb of meditation means to be without thoughts, but dhyana is simply learning how to be with ourselves, observing as a silent witness. And finally, this brings us to our eighth limb, or samadhi. This traditionally translates into enlightenment. It's a supreme state of union, connection, wholeness, where separation softens and we feel deeply connected. Samadhi isn't a state that we stay in once achieved, but rather serves as a fleeting moment of pure consciousness, peace, and boundless awareness. So when we speak of Ashtanga Yoga, we aren't only talking about a series of poses to practice on the mat. We're talking about a path. We're talking about a way of living, a practice of returning. Through ethics, through breath, movement, stillness, presence, self-study, and connection. If this video resonated with you, I'd love for you to let me know in the comments. Which of the 8 limbs feels most alive for you right now, and why? And if you're new here, welcome. Whether you're navigating stress, healing, motherhood, or parenting, burnout, emotional overwhelm, or simply searching for deeper connection, this channel is for you. Subscribe and join me on this journey toward regulation, softness, strength, and coming home to yourself. Enlighten love always. Thank you for watching.